All right, here we are at the Glen Canyon Dam overlook. Really cool sandstone here. Kind of slippery. But this will be a really cool view. All right, check this out. It's amazing. It's really cool sandstone. Wow. So this is part of Marble Canyon. Same canyon we saw earlier, just a different portion of it. Amazing. So I just drove across this bridge. There's the dam over here. Oh my goodness. These imprints were made by a 1-ton, 20-foot long meat-eating dinosaur. The slab of sandstone came from a nearby side canyon. Wow. Super cool. What in the... Look at that. They're watering a lawn down there. Why is there even a lawn down there? I've never noticed that before. Weird. There's like Powell behind the dam. It's a cool sandstone cliff though right here. No idea why they're maintaining a grassy lawn below the dam. Really? We're in a water shortage. Not sure who that guy is down there, but here's Glen Canyon Dam and then Lake Powell's behind it. And you can see how high the water used to be because you can see a water line. It's where the lighter colored rock meets the darker colored rock. Anyways, there's a sign here that said, if you see something, say something. I have to say, the engineering of dams like Hoover Dam and Glen Canyon Dam boggles my mind. All right, we're gonna drive up to see a scenic view of Lake Powell now. All right, the surface of Lake Powell today is at about 3,550 feet above sea level. It has come up already about 30 feet this year just from the rain and snowmelt because we had a really wet winter. And it's been rising at over a foot a day. So we can expect another like 30, 40 plus feet of rise by the end of the summer. This is just a small portion of the lake. It extends way far into the distance behind canyons. I think there's hundreds of miles of shoreline, and it extends into Utah quite a ways, so. keep in mind that the full pool elevation of Lake Powell is 3,700 feet. So it's still 150 feet below what would be considered full. And the amount of water in Lake Powell right now is only 30% of what the lake would hold if it was full. Because, you know, lakes are shaped like martini glasses. So each foot, as you get higher and higher in the lake level, contains more volume of water. So welcome to Utah, life elevated. Okay, so that is Lone Rock right over here. And it used to be an island. You can see where the water level used to be, because that's where it turns from white, it's like a bathtub ring, white on the bottom to the darker shade on top. So it used to be an island, but actually the water's coming up a bit, so it's becoming a little more of an island than it was last year. But yeah, this is a popular spot with people going off-roading and or camping on the beach here. So the last time that Lake Powell and Lake Mead were full was in the 1980s, as far as I know. The 1980s were incredibly wet across the Southwest. There were a lot of snowy winters, and that resulted in very full reservoirs, and it's just been downhill from then. We're in the midst of what some would call like a 20 or 30 year drought, a mega drought. It is overall the driest period in hundreds and hundreds of years, as far as we know. Some years are good, like this last year, but for every 1 year you get that's good, you get 2 more that are really dry. And so that's kind of what defines the mega drought. All right, so I'm just gonna stay out here tonight. Should be nice and quiet. Public land is public land, and you pay for it, so you should use it. This road's actually in great shape. Some paved roads are in worse shape than this one, especially this past year in northern Arizona with the snow and everything. The interstate, I-17 and I-40, terrible. People driving on bedrock now. Yeah, very, very nice road here. If rain is in the forecast, though, which it's not, for the next like couple weeks at least. If rain is in the forecast, never drive across a dry wash and camp across a dry wash if you want to be able to get out, because that road could be gone after it rains, and you don't want to have to deal with that. So just avoid places that could flood-prone areas. You can see some people have set up shop here. There's actually a very big corral in here. Corral, you see it? All of the gates and fencing and everything. It is your right to stay on public land, plots of public land like this one, for 14 days, for up to 14 days consecutively before you have to move to a different place. That is how Bureau of Land Management camping works. I think even Forest Service land, like on the National Forest, you can stay in a place for up to 14 days. This is a nice and quiet spot. There's people around, which is still good though. Look at those caves over here though. Look at that. I might drive down here actually. Looks like there's a spot up here. The temperature is perfect. It feels really nice right now. There's a little breeze, which is great. Breaks the silence a little bit. Look at this puppy. Look at this little girl. Or boy. Aww. Oh, he's a boy. Oh, you're so happy. Yes. Yeah, is that good? He's a good looking boy. All right, goodbye. There he goes, just a dog of the desert. What a life. Gosh, people love their Truly, and they leave it everywhere. All right, have a good night. Weird lights up there. Like some sort of alien spacecraft? What? How could somebody get up there with lights like that? No idea. Now there's just one. Nope, now there's two. Okay, mystery solved. If you actually keep driving down the road that I came in on, down there, it curves around this big, rock feature. And there's a road that goes to where those lights are, and it's called Stud Horse Point. It's an overlook. So the lights are like on and off. I don't know what they're doing or what that is, but it's, there's people up there. So Lake Powell is just down there. It's in the palm of my hand right now. You can't see the water, but it's over the hill there, below the cliffs. I'm loving the breeze, honestly. Like, also, what a picturesque view. Yeah, this is just a very picturesque spot. And I like that the wind kind of masks the noise that doesn't even exist. Good morning, it is time to head out. Very, very nice temperature still. So the welcome to Arizona signs, I was just in Arizona, by the way. I spent the night in Arizona, but barely in Arizona. The road you have to take to come back out to get on Highway 89. It does go into Utah just for a little bit. But so now I'm back in Arizona. And one of the great things about the place I camped at last night was that it's so close to Highway 89, but you can't hear the highway. But you can see it a little in the distance, so that's nice. Anyways, the former governor, what's his name? Doug Ducey, had these new welcome to Arizona signs put up all across the state. I think they look really good. They're big, the font is great, the artwork is great, and there's different imagery depending on which side of the state you're coming in on. So here on the northern side of the state, from Utah, you get Horseshoe Bend. Horseshoe Bend is really just a few miles south of here. We're not going to be stopping there today, but it's a really good job they did. Welcome to Arizona, the Grand Canyon State.